Ooh-wee, we've got a bunch of fun topics to talk about today. Joining me is Combs. How's it going, Combs?
Woo! What's up, man? How you doing?
We're going to kind of recap all of the fun stuff that's happened the last couple of weeks, starting with the Gamma Raid. We're also going to talk about the Spider-Verse characters, Spider-Verse movie. We're also going to talk about some things that are kind of annoying going on right now that haven't been fixed, and I hope they get fixed soon. But before we start that, why don't we talk about that live stream the other day announcing the Fantastic Four coming to Marvel Games? What was that about?
Dude, that was the biggest toilet bowl I've ever seen. It's just what I imagine. They put everything in there and they're just like, whoosh.
We both were so excited about it. We were messaging each other, going back and forth. And we were like, we got to watch this stream. And then you're like, I'm going to get home and race to watch it. And we watched it. And I was like, I got other stuff to do. Man, this is terrible. So instead of getting Fantastic Four to the game, what we got was a Doom commentator and the Gamma Raid, right?
Yeah, Gamma Raid. Ugh.
It seems like all they did is like this was going to be the Juggernaut Raid anyways, and all they did is put in Doom, and drew some artwork of it to like go along with what Marvel's plan was for the Marvel games or something. I mean, I don't know what to say about this.
Dude, I don't either. And I noticed earlier today when I was playing the raid is that Doom is like doing the same like standing animations as like any of the like bigger characters. So like the crossed arms and everything else. So I mean, honestly, it could have been Juggernaut who was expected to even initially talk in that raid. Okay. And then they just changed it to Doom.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they probably had like the last 2 weeks off. They probably are just back in the office now, and maybe this was a last minute thing or something like that, or who knows? But it just seems strange that do you think we're gonna get Fantastic Four in the game, or do you think this is just a thing to keep them happy, or what are your thoughts on this?
I don't know, because when I think about it, I do not know anybody who Fantastic Four, like any of those characters, are anybody's favorites.
Correct.
And so, well, they could put them in the game, but I mean, it's kind of like if they put them in the game, like, are people going to spend money on that? Is it worth their time? Like, I don't know. I can't really imagine that they're going to make a ton of money off of it.
Right. So let's talk about this Gamma Raid, and we've got a bunch of thoughts on this. First of all, what's your initial thoughts about the Gamma Raid?
It seems crazy. There's Kree and Ravager and Mercenary and hand node requirements, and that doesn't make any sense. Then, as we were talking about earlier, the Shield and Defenders are on the same lanes, so you can't even split up like, hey, you guys work on these teams, we'll work on these teams. It seems like it's just a mess. Like they just kind of put it together to almost be annoying with the requirements.
So do you think this is fun, or do you think anybody thinks this is fun?
I mean,
that's sarcasm. You don't have to answer that question. It just doesn't seem like fun for anybody, right?
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Okay, and my problem with this raid is like, okay, so if the intention is for them to make us focus on Kree, Ravager, or Hand, to beat these nodes that have 4 red star, 5 red star characters and such, there's really no way of planning or farming for this event, because the most powerful thing that anything you could do for your characters is give them red stars, and that is completely random.
Right.
What? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, how can I plan for anything when I have to go into gambling orbs? And the main center node, and first of all, this whole raid is like shaped like a hand flipping us off. I don't know if you noticed that. A lot of people
I noticed.
Yeah, it's like, F you, community. And then they put the two useful factions like Defenders and Shield on the same lane. And then ironically enough, if one has Nick Fury and Shield, that means they have Kree, and that is not on this lane. Those on the other lane. So the people that are forced to go into the Kree lanes probably have Nick Fury, and it's on a different lane.
So stupid.
Okay, so that being said, my alliance, your alliance, we're both getting 60% on this, which is probably as good as it gets, correct? And what are your thoughts on those elite orange gear? We're getting some new rewards that seem pretty decent. What are your thoughts on that?
So I don't know. In my mind, when I initially saw the orbs, I thought they were going to be really good because it's like orange unique gear, and so I was like, oh, maybe this is stuff that we previously weren't able to get, or is previously really hard to get.
But that's only tier 3 that gets those, right? The elite orb fragments, not tier 2. We were in tier 2, and we just got the orange gear fragments.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, so the orange. I mean, it's more than we were getting before. I know I opened 2 already, and we just did the raid the first time yesterday for my group, and so it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it will help flow that stuff out and be able to bump characters up, and then just, I guess, to continue to grow or move the power creep forward. But I don't know. When I opened those orbs, I just got gear that I already had. Like right. 90 of, so it's kind of like, oh wow, exciting, something harder to do for stuff I already have way too much of.
I don't know of any guilds that are doing 100% on this. I mean, I think we are probably in a unique situation ourselves to get to 60%. I think most guilds are going to be struggling to get through tier 1 on the Gamma 4 because it is challenging. I mean, all the healers are kind of excluded from this. I think a lot of people like myself are huge fans of Night Nurse. You can't even use Night Nurse on this raid.
Right. Which, why? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Why would you exclude... Like, you should never exclude something that people have worked on. Like, that's almost as bad as, like, doing a nerf where it's like, oh, hey, you worked on this character? Well, you can't use them anymore. Or they're no good anymore. It's like, well, why would you ever do that?
And same thing, like, on Defenders, you can't use Punisher. Like, most people that have, like, maxed out Defender teams are using Punisher. So it's kind of like, everything about it is kind of weird and unfun, in my opinion. I don't know. I just don't think it's a great system. Another thing, too, and this is just for me, it's like, I know they spend a lot of time building this raid, right?
Right.
I mean, obviously, time and playtesting went into this raid, and you know what? It's going to be gone in a month.
Yep, 1 month. It's going to be gone.
Completely gone in a month. You know, like, we've got 25 days, and it's going to be gone. That doesn't seem like a good use of time. I mean, they probably could have built characters or something else that's permanently in the game. But this is player versus environment, PvE content. Once it's defeated, it expires, and it's not really playable anymore. And so that's not a great long-term plan for the game. Anyways, let's talk about the Spider-Verse and the Spider-Verse movie. Now, did you see Into the Spider-Verse?
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm planning on it. I know a good bit about it, but have not seen it yet.
Okay, and I'll just say this. I saw the movie twice, and it is a beautiful artistic movie. It made me proud to be a Marvel fan, and I was like, why can't every movie be like this? I think that they're going to be it's gonna get nominated for awards, just how visually beautiful it is. I mean, I could put in earplugs and just watch the movie with no sound. It is that beautiful, it's been fantastic. So I understand Spider-Man Miles Morales and his kit. I don't understand why they brought Green Goblin in the game. He was barely in the movie at all. And I don't understand Carnage either, why they're bringing it. It seems like we should have got Spider-Gwen. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Gwen, and you brought to my attention that they're going to make Spider-Gwen movies. I said, I hope they make Spider-Gwen movies, and you're like, they are. You were like, let me in on this. I'm like excited about Spider-Gwen and her, as long as there's no like agenda behind. Well, we don't have to talk about that, but I hate agendas in movies. I just want an entertaining, good movie, and I like her, and I want her in the game, and I'm confused by this Green Goblin and Carnage coming. Well, we didn't even get the two main villains in the movie, which I'm not going to spoil and say what they are, and we didn't get Spider-Gwen, so it just is confusing to me. I mean, what do you think about all that?
Well, so I know that at least from the perspective of Carnage, and I can't really say from Green Goblin, but for Carnage, I know that when MPO was sending out surveys and stuff, he was one of the most desired characters. So maybe they thought that they could make some money off of him that way. And also, I know that, have you seen Venom?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so, so I know that they had like the little Easter egg with Carnage at the very end of that movie. Sorry if that's spoilers. You should have seen the movie by now if anybody's watching this and hasn't.
The movie was pretty terrible, by the way, in my opinion. It just wasn't great.
What? I love that movie, man. That was a great film. But anyways, not
confusing.
The point.
I didn't understand if it was like a comedy or a buddy film or if it was horror. I couldn't understand where they were going with it. It was just like, I was like, what is this movie trying to be? It was very confusing to me.
Yeah, I wish it would have been more like along the lines of like horror sort of thing, but whatever. I don't know.
I mean, it felt like I was watching like a buddy cop movie or something at some point, and it just like it switched tones to like, oh, we're best friends now. It's like, oh, I was like, what is going on with this movie? And I didn't understand the relationship with him and his girlfriend or wife. I just didn't understand what was going on. It was weird.
Yeah, I can't say it was a good movie, but I can say I enjoyed it.
Okay, fair enough.
So I guess that is the link, though, with Carnage, maybe, because I guess they should have released Carnage like as Venom was released or shortly after, because then that way it would have made more sense, because I can definitely see the confusion. But I don't understand Green Goblin per se. I guess maybe another money thing, but I mean, Spider-Gwen would have made more sense to me, and even if they release Spider-Gwen now, it would make more sense to me, but I don't really know the direction they're even going with characters right now. We haven't really heard a whole lot about any more characters that are coming. Like Carnage is the next slated character, is my understanding, but I don't even know when he's coming out.
Well, I mean, he's in the game in the other raid, so we got to see him. We got to play against him. He looks okay. And then lastly, we're just going to vent a little bit about a couple bugs, issues, reworks, things like that. Why don't we talk about Rocket first?
Yeah, man, what's up with his second ability? It doesn't always call people to assist. What's up?
Yeah,
what's going on?
This is absolutely terrible right here. Pretty good plan, which I spent the orange ability mats, and you told me earlier today that they will not refund this.
Nope.
And it does not work correctly. It says right here, gain an assist from a random ally, and going from 6 to 7 says always gain an assist, and that does not happen. This is terrible. How many months has it been this way?
Dude, forever. Probably like 2 or 3 months has been like this. I mean, well, I guess it's been since whenever they introduced the orange ability mats, because it's never worked.
It's never worked. Okay.
Never worked.
And then Alliance Wars is coming out, and we're saying that probably one of the best strategies on Alliance Wars is to put Vision on defense. And why is that?
Because Vision's dive bomb ability crashes your phone. Hey.
This is a horrific bug, and what it has to do with is that the game is designed to work on phones that have, a gigabyte of RAM, and something about Vision's dive bomb ability takes it over 1 gigabyte in RAM, and if you have an older phone that has only a gigabyte of RAM, which the game is supposed to work with a gigabyte of RAM, it crashes the game. And so my understanding is that tech support is saying, get a new phone, which is ridiculous, but
wow.
or at least change the specs for the game to 2 gigabytes. Say that your phone has to have 2 gigabytes of RAM to play this game, and and then if it does require 2 gigabytes of RAM, well, then they can make the game better, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Anyways, so, and then lastly, we just want to talk about reworks, and I think these reworks are coming. Kree and Hulk. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, well, both of them suck. They're terrible.
Right.
So anything, I mean, they've been talking about it for forever though, right? I mean,
and Groot too, right?
Oh yeah, Groot. I mean, here's the thing. They talk about it for forever, and then people are like, okay, it's coming soon. And then nothing happens. And then people are like, hey, when's this coming? They'll be like, oh, it's coming soon. So then people are like, oh, okay. And then that's been going on for like ever. I mean, pretty much. I remember when Groot first came out, everybody was like, "Oh wow, he is not good. He stinks." Right. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll think about making him a little better in the future." And then it's just gone on like that since it's happened.
All he needs, really, in my opinion, is to actually be able to heal. If he can actually heal, he has a place. Just double his healing ability or something, or add heal over times on his heal ability so that you get extra healing over the next couple of turns or something. Anything. Yeah. Just make the healing better, and he's usable because they are making healers scarce in these raids. So you can't depend on Night Nurse. And I had to use Nick Fury as my healer on my Avengers team, which I thought was fine, but it's just like, no Night Nurse destroys so many teams. Or if they say, oh, you can't use Iron Fist with your defenders, I mean, that's really bizarre. All of that stuff, right?
I don't know. I wonder if they want to release another character though that fits into that. So everybody will be like, "Oh, we've really needed healers," and then they release one and be like, everybody got to get them.
Maybe they just don't want us to have healers, so that we have to spend money. That's what I think.
Yikes! Yeah, I'd like to
revives, refreshes, spend those cores, boys.
Well, I mean, why else would they put out like next level content that honestly, is anybody asking for the next level of the raid? There's so many alliances that can't even 100% the Ultimate 6. Why would we want an even harder one?
The only thing that I'm interested in is getting more red star orbs. And if they make a raid for that, I'd be interested in that, but that's about it. None of this other stuff is that interesting other than red star orbs. Give us a way of getting red star orbs in a raid. That's what I think people want, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or
it
gold.
makes sense to me.
Give us gold in a raid rather than, character shards or character shards. I don't know. Character shards are okay, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're okay. I just wish it was more... I just hate the RNG element to it. Like, I hate the orbs. Like, I just wish it was a set amount. Like, hey, you come in this place, you get this many character shards. Because it gives you plans. You can, like, figure it out. And, like, for example, like, even with this... with Miles, like, I'm 9 off of Miles getting to 5-star. But I just couldn't plan for that. And I could have, like, pushed harder on certain days if I would have known. But I didn't know it was going to turn out like this because I got a few bad drops on the last, like, 5. I think were all 5s. If I had gotten 8, I would have been able to boost him up. You know what I mean? So there's no way to plan because you don't know what you're going to get. You could get 25 or you could get 5. It I don't know, stinks.
Yeah, I don't like orbs at all. It's just on my thing. I mean, gambling RNG is just unfun, especially when they put RNG on top of RNG. I just don't like that at all. Not that much fun. All right. Well, now it's time for the giveaway. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. I really hope you liked this video today because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you'll be getting for free in your account an 8-star commentator Doom. This is not a scam. Is he a commentator or what was the word you used earlier? What did you call him?
I called him a commentator.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Doom in the game, but we're not going to get an actual Doom. We're just going to get a commentator Doom who just talks to you as you play through the game, right? That's great, huh? All right, be sure to check out Combs' channel. We're doing another video. Check out the other video that I did on his channel. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.